not to be confused with the Sindhi people. Sindhis are a Sindhi-speaking ethnic group native to the Sindh province of Pakistan. Sindhi culture is highly influenced by Sufi doctrines and principles. Some of the popular cultural icons are Raja Dahir, Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, Lal Shahbaz Qalandar, Jhulelal, Sachal, Sarmast and Shambumal Tulsiani. After independence of Pakistan in 1947, most Hindu and Sikh Sindhis migrated to India and other parts of the world. According to 1998 census of Pakistan, Hindus constituted about 6.5% of the total population of Sindh province. Sindhi Hindus believe in tenets of Sikhism but are predominantly Sahajdari. As a result, this group can be regarded as concurrently following Hinduism and Sikhism. Most of them live in urban areas like Karachi, Hyderabad, Sachal, and Mir Prakash. Hyderabad is the largest center of Sindhi Hindus in Pakistan with 100,000–150,000 people. Sindhi is spoken in India, especially in the states of Rajasthan, Gujarat and Maharashtra. It is spoken in Ulhasnagar, near Mumbai, which is the largest Sindhi Hindu-dominant region in India. Sindhi is also spoken as a minority language in other countries where communities of Sindhis can be found. History. Prehistoric period. The original inhabitants of ancient Sindh were believed to be Aboriginal tribes speaking languages of the Indus Valley. Civilization around 3300 BC. Mohenjo-daro is the symbol of Indus Valley civilization in world. The Indus Valley civilization went into decline around the year 1700 BC for reasons that are not entirely known, though its downfall was probably precipitated by a massive earthquake, a natural event that dried up the Gaga River. The Indo-Aryans are believed to have founded the Vedic civilization that existed between the Sarasvati River and Ganges River around 1500 BC. This civilization helped shape subsequent cultures in South Asia. For several centuries in the first millennium BC and in the first 5 centuries of the first millennium AD, western portions of Sindh, the regions on the western flank of the Indus River, were intermittently under Persian, Greek, and Kushan rule. First, during the Achaemenid dynasty, during which it made up part of the easternmost satrapies, then, by Alexander the Great, followed by the Indo-Greeks, and still later under the Indo-Sassanids, as well as Kushans. Before the Islamic invasions between the 7th–10th century AD, Alexander the Great marched through Punjab and Sindh, down the Indus River, after his conquest of the Persian Empire. Historical period. Because of its location at one of the more western edges of South Asia, Sindh was one of the earliest regions to be influenced by Islam after 632 AD. Before this period, it was heavily Hindus and Buddhists. After 632 AD, it was part of the Islamic empires of the Abbasids and Umayyads. Fundamentalist rulers played a pivotal role in forcibly converting millions of native Sindhis to Islam. Babari, Sumra, Sama, Arghan dynasties ruled Sindh. Ethnicity, religion. The region received its name, Sindh, from the river Sindhu. The people living in the region are referred to as Sindhi. The terms Hindi and Hindu are derived from the word Sind and Sindhus, as the ancient Persians pronounced S as H. In the same way, Persians called the people of this region as Hindi people, the language as Hindi language, and the region as Hind. The name which is used for this region since ancient times, and later for the whole northern part of the Indian subcontinent today. India is also known as Hindustan. The two main and highest-ranked tribes of Sindh of the Sumro, descendants of the Sumro dynasty, who ruled Sindh during 970–1351 AD, and the Sama, descendants of the Sama dynasty, who ruled Sindh during 1351–1521 AD. These tribes belong to the same bloodline. Among other Sindhi Rajputs of the Bachos, Bhuttos, Bhatis, Banbro, Mahendros, Bureros, Laka, Sahatas, Loanas, Mohano, Davhas, Indar, Chacha, Naaja, Rathors, Deccan, Langup, etc. The Sindhi Sipahi of Rajasthan and the Sandhi Muslims of Gujarat are communities of Sindhi Rajputs settled in India, closely related to the Sindhi Rajputs of the Jats of Sindh, who are found mainly in the Indus Delta region. However, tribes are of little importance in Sindh as compared to in Punjab and Balochistan. Identity is mostly based on a common ethnicity. Muslim Arabs have possibly contributed the most to the development of the modern Sindhi language and literature and to the advancement of its intellectual and cultural activities. Another group of people who are largely overlooked in any discussions about groups and culture of Sindh of the Haris, whose name is derived from the term Harijan. The majority of Haris are nominally Muslims while practicing what is generally known as folk Hindu beliefs all over rural Pakistan, like head tonsuring and sacred thread ceremonies. Nearly 1.4 million Muslims migrated from India and settled in Sindh after the creation of Pakistan, populating mostly urban centers of the province. They spoke Urdu and Gujarati as well as other languages that reflect the regions of origin. Sindhi Muslims, with Sindh's stable prosperity and its strategic geographical possession, it is not surprising that it was subject to successive conquests by foreign empires. In 712 AD, Sindh was incorporated into the Caliphate, the Islamic Empire, and became the Arabian gateway into India. Muslim Sindhis tend to follow the Sunni Hanafi fiqh with a substantial minority of Shia Ithna Ashariya. The Sufism has made a deep impact on Sindhi Muslims, and Sufi shrines dot the landscape of Sindh. Sindhi Hindus read also Sindhis in India. Sindh is home to some Hindus. The ratio of Hindus was higher before the independence of Pakistan in 1947. Many Hindus are migrating to India and other parts of the world. They are regarded as a minority in decline. Hindus in Sindh were concentrated in the cities before the independence of Pakistan in 1947, during which many migrated to India according to Ahmad Hassan Dani. In reality, Hindus were spread over Sindh province. Thari is spoken in Sindh in Pakistan and Rajasthan in India. Emigration. The Sindhi diaspora emigrated from India and Sindh is significant. Emigration from the Sindh began before and after the 19th century, with many Sindhis settling in Europe, United States and Canada with a large Sindhi population. Middle Eastern states such as UAE, KSA. A wave of emigration began in 1947 to India after the partition. Culture. Sindhi names. Muslim Sindhi tend to have traditional Muslim first names, sometimes with localized variations. Sindhi have castes according to the work and mostly of the belonging places and the forefathers. Sindhi-speaking Baloch have tribal names which came to Sindh in majority after Talpur and British invasions. Sindhi tend to have surnames that end in Ani. The first part of a Sindhi Hindu surname is usually derived from the name or location of an ancestor. In northern Sindh, surnames ending in ya are also common. A person's surname would consist of the name of his or her native village followed by ya. Notable Sindhis.